What if I told you that beneath every major city, temple, and ancient site on Earth, lies evidence of humanity's most profound spiritual technologies, that modern science is only beginning to understand their psychological and physiological effects? What if the key to understanding not just our religious history, but the evolution of human consciousness itself, is buried in the ground, waiting to be discovered by a revolutionary field called spiritual archaeology? Today, we're diving deep into this fascinating discipline, that's rewriting everything we thought we knew about ancient wisdom, sacred sites, and the spiritual foundations of human civilization. Spiritual archaeology emerged as a legitimate academic discipline in the late 20th century, combining traditional archaeological methods with the study of religious and ritual practices from ancient cultures. The archaeology of religion incorporates related concepts, such as magic, tradition, symbolism, and the sacred, borrowing heavily from the anthropology of religion. Unlike mainstream archaeology, spiritual archaeology seeks to understand the deeper meaning and spiritual significance behind archaeological discoveries. It is the examining how ancient peoples used sacred spaces and ceremonial practices to connect with the divine and transform consciousness. This field began gaining recognition when researchers realized that many archaeological sites couldn't be fully understood without considering a spiritual context. Archaeological research at sacred sites plays a crucial role in understanding ancient cultural and social structures, revealing spiritual practices that uncover the variety of religious practices that shaped societal life. The discipline draws from multiple fields including traditional archaeology, anthropology, religious studies, psychology, and neuroscience, creating a comprehensive understanding of how spirituality shaped ancient civilizations. The methodology involves careful excavation and analysis of sacred sites. It goes beyond cataloging artifacts to interpret their spiritual significance, it is understanding the practices they facilitated. Researchers examine the acoustic properties of ancient temples, to better understand how our ancestors engineered environments, facilitating transcendent experiences and spiritual transformations. Spiritual archaeology is revolutionizing our understanding of human development and consciousness evolution in ways that extend far beyond academic curiosity. The field reveals that spirituality wasn't a peripheral aspect of ancient life, but the central organizing principle that shaped everything from urban planning to economic systems and technological innovations. The study of how ancient cultures integrated spiritual practices into daily life provides insights into sustainable and holistic approaches that our modern world desperately needs. The discoveries emerging from spiritual archaeological sites are proving that ancient peoples possessed a sophisticated understanding that modern science is only beginning to validate. For instance, research at ancient temples has revealed precise engineering, creating specific sound frequencies known to induce altered states of consciousness. Meanwhile, studies of sacred geometric patterns found at archaeological sites show mathematical relationships that correspond to natural harmonics and brainwave patterns. These findings suggest that our ancestors weren't primitive superstitious peoples, but sophisticated researchers who developed systematic technologies for spiritual transformation. Perhaps most importantly, spiritual archaeology is bridging the artificial divide between science and spirituality that has dominated Western thinking for centuries. By applying rigorous scientific methods to the study, this field demonstrates that transcendent experiences and spirituality are legitimate subjects for scholarly investigation. This integration provides a more complete understanding of human nature and potential, showing that spirituality and science can work together, unlocking deeper truths about the human experience. Modern spiritual archaeologists employ a fascinating combination of cutting-edge technology and traditional excavation methods to uncover the spiritual aspects of ancient sites. Ground-penetrating radar, and satellite imaging help identify buried temple complexes, while spectrographic analysis reveals the acoustic properties of ancient ceremonial spaces. Researchers use computer modeling to reconstruct how these sites would have looked and sounded during active use, often discovering that they were designed as consciousness-altering environments. One of the most significant applications involves studying the placement and design of sacred sites, correlating to natural landscape features and geological formations. In the religion of the ancient Celts who lived in Iron Age Europe from 700 BC to 400 CE, certain natural sites like springs and groves were held as sacred. Researchers have found that many ancient sites were positioned with unique electromagnetic properties, such as underground water sources, or specific mineral compositions, thought to enhance the ceremonial practices conducted. Archaeological teams now include specialists in ethnobotany, to study plant remains found at these sites, used in ancient spiritual practices. Paleoethnobotanical analysis has uncovered evidence of systematic cultivation and preparation of psychoactive plants for ceremonial use. This suggests that ancient spiritual practitioners had detailed knowledge of plant pharmacology and its effects on the human mind. The research proves valuable insights for modern therapeutic applications and consciousness research. The field also employs experimental archaeology, where researchers attempt to recreate ancient spiritual practices, to understand their effects firsthand. Teams have reconstructed ancient instruments and performed traditional rituals to study their physiological impacts using modern equipment. These experiments are revealing measurable changes in brainwave patterns, stress hormones, and immune function that validate the therapeutic benefits of ancient spiritual technologies. The insights emerging from spiritual archaeology are having profound impacts on contemporary fields, ranging from psychology and medicine, to architecture and urban planning. Mental health professionals are incorporating findings about ancient healing practices into modern therapeutic approaches. The discovery has been effective for treating trauma, depression, and anxiety. Archaeological evidence of ancient therapeutic rituals is informing the development of treatment modalities, combining modern psychology with time-tested spirituality. Architects and designers are studying the principles behind sacred architecture, to create modern spaces that promote well-being and spiritual connection. Research into the acoustic properties are influencing contemporary building design, showing how environmental factors can significantly impact human emotional states. Hospitals, schools, and community centers are being designed using principles derived from spiritual archaeology, to create more healing and harmonious environments. The field is also contributing to our understanding of sustainable living and ecological harmony. Archaeological evidence shows that many ancient civilizations integrated spiritual practices with environmental stewardship, viewing the earth as sacred, and developing systems that worked in harmony with natural systems. These insights are informing modern approaches to sustainability and regenerative living that recognize the spiritual dimension of environmental care. Perhaps most significantly, spiritual archaeology is validating indigenous knowledge systems that have been marginalized by Western academic traditions. Indigenous protocols in archaeology explores alternative frameworks to understand how objects are perceived as cultural representations of living heritage. This recognition is leading to collaborative research partnerships between academia and indigenous communities, ensuring that traditional knowledge is preserved, while contributing to human spiritual development. The benefits of spiritual archaeology extend far beyond academic knowledge, offering practical tools and insights that can transform individual lives and society as a whole. The understanding of how ancient cultures successfully integrated daily spiritual practices sheds light for creating meaningful communities. The research reveals that spirituality wasn't separate from practical concerns, but was the foundation that enabled ancient civilizations to create art, architecture, social systems, and technologies that sustained thriving cultures for millennia. On an individual level, the discoveries from spiritual archaeological sites provide validated methods for personal transformation and consciousness. Ancient practices uncovered at archaeological sites offer validated techniques for stress reduction, enhanced creativity, and spiritual development. Unlike modern self-help approaches that lack historical validation, these practices have been refined over thousands of years and proven effective across diverse cultures and time periods. For society, spiritual archaeology offers solutions to many contemporary challenges, by showing how ancient cultures successfully balanced individual development with community well-being. The archaeological evidence demonstrates that it's possible to create civilizations that are both materially prosperous and spiritually fulfilling. Looking toward the future, spiritual archaeology is pioneering new interdisciplinary approaches that bridge science and spirituality, ancient wisdom and modern innovation. As spiritual archaeology evolves, it offers insights into human potential that can help us navigate modern challenges while preserving the sacred connections that give life meaning. Spiritual archaeology isn't just revealing our past, it's illuminating pathways to a more integrated future, where scientific inquiry and spiritual wisdom work together to unlock human potential. The field demonstrates that the sacred and the scientific aren't opposing forces, rather complementary approaches to understanding the mysteries of consciousness and reality. As we continue to uncover spirituality of our ancestors, we gain access to time-tested methods for transformation, creating a more meaningful, harmonious way of living. If this exploration into the fascinating world of spiritual archaeology has opened new perspectives, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more transformational insights that bridge ancient wisdom with modern understanding. Your support helps me continue bringing you these deep dives into the most important discoveries shaping our understanding of consciousness, spirituality, and human evolution.